Hello, everybody, and welcome to WDW Radio Live. I am Lou Mongello, and this is the WDW newscast for Wednesday, January 30th, 2013. I'm here to help you have the best possible Disney vacation experience, bring you a little bit of Disney magic to wherever you are by talking about the things that simply make us happy about Walt Disney World. In this live newscast, the weekly podcast, the videos, blog, live broadcasts, events, book CDs, free mobile app, and more. You can find everything over at WDWRadio.com. I am excited for tonight's show. Had a great day today. Hope you've had a great week as well. Going to look for your comments in the chat room as we talk about this week's Walt Disney World news. So let's start over in the parks. And today, being January 30th, is actually a special milestone in Epcot history. As you may or may not know, it is the 25th anniversary of IllumiNations. This 12-minute, three-part show takes place, as you know, on the World Showcase Lagoon. Really tells the story of our planet's history through music, fireworks, lighted torches, and more. There's obviously a story that goes along with that. I'll have to share that story with you one week on the podcast or on a video. IllumiNations, believe it or not, did debut 25 years ago in January 1988 after it replaced Laserphonic Fantasy. In time, it also became IllumiNations 24 for the 25th anniversary, IllumiNations 25 for the 25th anniversary, and IllumiNations 2000, Reflection of Earth. That launched in 1999 as part of the Millennium, and now it's simply known as IllumiNations Reflections of Earth. As fate would have it, I actually asked in a daily Disney decision that I run on Twitter and Facebook this week what people preferred or chose, IllumiNations or Wishes. I'm more of a Wishes guy. I love my IllumiNations, but I was surprised at how many people are really hardcore, love IllumiNations, even after so many years. This current version has been going on for 14 years. So I'm curious, is IllumiNations something that maybe you'd like to see change? It is 14 years old. There's been little alteration to both the music and the story and the fireworks. Is it something you want to see updated, changed, maybe something different on the lagoon? Or don't fix what's not broke. Leave IllumiNations just the way it is. A lot of people are talking about in the chat room, they love Wishes. Other people love IllumiNations. But Crisby says, yeah, it's time for IllumiNations to change for sure. Well, I'd rather be in WDW, who says, no. Leave IllumiNations alone. So it's interesting. Some people are always looking forward to, like Tony's, always looking forward to new things. Stan Solo says, it's time for a change. So it's funny because we're nostalgics. We're creatures of habit. We're comfortable with things that we know and love in Walt Disney World, whether it's the electrical parade or Wishes or a fireworks show. But you always know when they do change something out, it's usually replacing it with something better, bigger, and more improved. It'll be interesting to see what, if anything, changes for IllumiNations in the coming year. Hey, and if you have a favorite part of the show, tell us in the chat room or in the comment section below on YouTube or on the WDW Radio blog. So moving forward into the parks, a love fest, a literal love fest is coming to Walt Disney World because it's all about happily ever after from February 11th through February 17th. That is Walt Disney World's kind of turning the romance up to 11 during True Love Week as part of limited time magic. As you know, every week in 2013, guests are going to be treated to an unexpected surprise and enhancements to their Disney vacation, sometimes unannounced, as each week is going to be something new in the parks. That week, February 11th through the 17th, is all about love. There's limited edition merchandise, romantic dinners for two, themed photo locations, and it's all about not just love of couples, but love of friends and love of families, however you wish to celebrate. So there's going to be all kinds of banners and theming in the parks. There's going to be heart-shaped signage and sweetheart-themed decor in the Magic Kingdom. The castle is going to change colors at night to colors of red and pink and lavender and blue. There's also going to be some special dinners around the park, some candlelit dinners for two with a prefix menu at Artist Point, at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, The Wave, Hollywood Brown Derby, Yachtsman. You can call 407 WDW Dine. Any of those places, nice, really nice for a romantic dinner. There's also going to be limited edition merchandise, pins, plushes, some newly designed apparel and vinylmations are going to be available at select merchandise locations. There's also going to be rare opportunities to get photos with Disney princes as they escort their princesses around the parks and Town Square Theater. You'll find Mickey and Minnie, although they're just friends, Aurora with Prince Philip, or Rapunzel with Flynn. Mary Poppins is going to join Bert in New Fantasyland, while Prince Naveen and Princess Tiana are going to meet guests in the Enchanted Glade in Liberty Square, formerly known as the Smoking Lounge. There's also going to be other photo locations throughout the parks. In New Fantasyland, over by the new castle wall, they're going to bring out Cinderella's glass coach, normally that you only see out by the wedding pavilion for special occasions. There's also going to be new hearts and flowers enhancing Cinderella's wishing well. Really nice backdrop for a photo there. And the Rose Garden is also going to be decked out with new decor as well. Listen, if you're thinking about some other things to do for or with your friend, love, spouse, someone you're courting, do we still court? If you're courting someone, you can do things like send them long stem roses, chocolate-covered strawberries, champagne, scattered rose petals around the room, or create a romantic scene in your resort room by contacting DisneyFlorist.com. Something else you might want to do, how about a nice couples massage, a little aromatherapy going on? Check out the new couples massage at the newly opened full-service Senses Disney Spa at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. There's going to be similar things out in Disneyland, but for more information, visit limitedtimemagic.com or on Twitter, #LimitedTimeMagic. All right, so speaking of magical events and wishes being fulfilled, my wish, or one of them, has been fulfilled, as I've been saying and asking and hoping that one of my favorite events in Walt Disney World is going to start to be seen or sort of creep into other times of year. And Disney has recently announced that the Flower and Garden Festival is going to get a little taste, pardon the intentional pun, of food and wine. And how that's going to happen is because now, during the 20th Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival from March 6th through May 19th, there will be 12 garden marketplace kiosks with specialty items throughout Epcot. Some marketplaces are going to include, don't listen if you're hungry, Smokehouse Barbecue and Brew at the American Adventure, You Had Me at Barbecue, Florida Fresh, Primavera Kitchen in Italy, Hanami in Japan, Fruits by the Glass, the Pineapple Promenade, and more. There's also going to be various alcoholic and non-alcoholic specialty beverages, including the very intriguing and often imitated at home Dole Whip with spiced rum. I sense a research trip or many in my very, very near future. You're also going to have things like shrimp with grits and Zellwood corn and frushi, which is fresh fruits and coconut rice. So if you are maybe a little scared, maybe you're vegan, don't want to try sushi, you can try some frushi, I assume, over at Hanami in Japan. I can think the only thing that would get better is if they would sort of merge Star Wars weekends with Food and Wine Festival and add musical acts from the 80s like Def Leppard, Pat Benatar, Culture Club, and Duran Duran. That could be an event that could go on all year long. Other things that will happen during the festival, you know, Oz the Great and Powerful, very exciting new movie coming out from Disney, coming out on March 8th. So the interactive children's play area between the Rose Walk, in between Imagination Pavilion and World Showcase, is going to be themed with circus tents, midway games, to sort of an Oz movie garden of plants, crashed hot air balloon, other photo opportunities as well. A lot of new topiaries this year. The main entrance is going to have the Fab Six with Mickey at a barbecue, Pluto, Minnie, Donald, and a 14-foot tall Goofy topiary as well. You'll also find topiaries including Monsters, Inc., again in anticipation of the new film. Phineas and Ferb, Lightning McQueen, and Mater will be over in Test Track. And the Butterfly House is going to be themed once again to Pixie Hollow, and it will be called Tinkerbell's Butterfly House. Also, don't forget there's appearances by HGTV and DIY network stars like Brandon Johnson from My Yard Goes Disney, Carter Oosterhouse from $1 Million Rooms, and David Bromstad, the design star from HGTV. More importantly, don't forget, too, the Flower Power Concert Series. 3 performances nightly at the America Gardens Theater every Friday through Sunday, and everything part of Flower and Garden, included with your park admission. Some of the acts coming back and new acts this year include Mickey Dolenz, Chubby Checker, the Guess Who, the Turtles, plural, not just one turtle. There'll be many turtles. Paul Revere and the Raiders, the Village People, not a tribute band, but the actual YMCA, police, cowboy, fireman, the Village People. A lot of people circled April 19th through the 21st on the calendar. The orchestra, Herman's Hermits, and Starship with Mickey Thomas, once again, closing it out May 17th through the 19th. You can obviously go to DisneyWorld.com to find out more information about Flower and Garden Festival. I'm laughing through this because I'm looking at the chat room. People are singing or typing Macho Man in the chat room. Can we do the Box People YMCA? I think that's going to be one. We'll have to try and get an event or a get-together with some of the WDW Radio listeners during the Village People. Again, that is April 19th through the 21st. So I want to end off with one other bit of news that's sort of beyond the parks, but I think very much can or will have a tie-in to Walt Disney World and maybe some of the other theme parks as well. Because the buzzword among Disney fans and films enthusiasts lately has been 1952. And all we knew about that number was that it was the working title of a top secret film being developed by Disney. It's going to starring George Clooney. It's being It's going to be developed by director Brad Bird. You know him from Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, The Incredibles, and The Iron Giant. And the writer is Damon Lindelof from Lost. Well, now we know more, because last week Lindelof and Bird began teasing what they called a revelation. They were posting images of what they called an archive materials box simply labeled 1952 on Twitter. And if you're watching live or if you're watching the video, you'll see an image of that box. Inside it, which supposedly provided inspiration for the story, are a number of very interesting items. So first is a copy of a book, Model Research, the National Advisory for Committee for Aeronautics, 1918 through 1958. That was written by military history professor Alex Rowland and published in 1985. So some discussion about aeronautics there. An August 1928 edition, if you look very, very closely, of Amazing Stories magazine. That features a man in a flying suit on the cover. It also happens to be the first appearance of a time-traveling hero known as Buck Rogers. There's also a 45-inch record. Many of you will probably not know what a 45 is. It's like a big wax CD that you put on a turntable. There's a nozzle of a small rocket engine and a scattering of photos of Walt Disney. So a lot of people have been speculating as to what this may be. Some of the things that I've seen online on Twitter was that 1952 was going to be the working title for the new Star Wars movie, Star Wars Episode 7, just like they used Blue Harvest as sort of a secret title for Star Wars. Don't think that's where they're going with that. Others wondered if it had something to do maybe with the creation of Disneyland in 1955. I first thought when I saw 1952 that was the year that Walt Disney Imagineering, or WED at the time, was created. I think that might be a little bit more plausible, because now we know a little bit more. Now we know that the new working title is Tomorrowland. Now, what we don't know is this possibly another film in or about the theme parks or attractions like Pirates of the Caribbean, Country Bears, Haunted Mansion, which we know Guillermo del Toro is creating a new version of, or the Magic Kingdom movie by Jon Favreau. More importantly, can Clooney be Walt? See, can you almost imagine George Clooney with the mustache, the gray suit, the black skinny tie? Could he be Walt in 1952? The movie is due out in theaters December 19th, 2014. I think what this represents and the way the information is being leaked out, because we've heard nothing about this beforehand, is, again, Disney is trying to do that grassroots, very organic marketing campaign, even more so than what they did with Tron Legacy a couple of years ago. So what do you think? This is the question of the week for you. What do you think Tomorrowland, the movie, is going to be about? Combine Tomorrowland with the image of the archive box and the year 1952. Put those pieces together. Leave your comments in the blog over at WDWRadio.com when I post this video there, or you can comment on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WDWRadio. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Lou Mongello, Facebook.com/WDWRadio. Visit the website for the blog, videos, our upcoming live events, including our 6-year anniversary next week on February 9th. You can watch live or join us live in Epcot Center for the Meet of the Month at 4 p.m. You can also download the free WDW Radio app. And please come by and rate and review the app and the show over in iTunes. That is going to do it for this week's show. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining this week. I am Lou Mongello. Please come back next week and every week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern over at WDW Radio Live. Thanks again for watching. See ya.